This is the poor versus para video. So poor versus para is relatively simple, but it is important to realize the difference between them. So para and poor could potentially mean the same thing, considering that para means for and poor could also mean for. They have different meanings, but that's just one of the meanings that they both have. So there's a problem there because you can't use both of them in the same situation. So they have different uses. So when you use para, it has to have the requirements of either purpose, so like in order to do something. So like say, you studied for a test to get a good grade or something like that. And then the other purpose, which is like the use. So say you cut something with scissors, you use the scissors to cut something. That's an example of a para. And then say you're going to a destination, that would be another example of when to use para. Like if you flew an airplane to some place, then you use para. And then deadline or point in time. So if you have an assignment that's due on Monday or whatever, then you'd use para. And then your opinion. So if you want to say like, for me, this is my favorite drink or something, then that's when you use para. And then pour also has separate uses, and these are them. So you use pour if you're talking about length of time or distance. So either like, this thing is happening for 2 hours, or I'm driving for 5 miles. And then you also use it when you're talking about through, along, by, or around. So say you're talking about going around a river or something, you use pour. And then cause or reason, so why you do something, that would be pour. Payments, exchanges, say you bought something with money, then that would be pour. Doing something on the behalf of someone else, so like if someone is unable to do something or you're doing something just for them, then you use pour. And then if you're talking about means of transportation or communication, you use pour. So like if I called someone on my cell phone, I'd use pour. And then other expressions, which are just like common phrases that you'll see pour used for. And so a good rule of thumb to use is if it doesn't belong to either para or pour based on those requirements I just read to you, then it's pour because it has the other expression. And it's important to memorize all of those that I just listed because you will need to know the difference between them. And here's a good test that you can use to try to figure out if you understand how to use them. So the first one is just saying the homework is blank on Thursday. The second one is saying, for me, Selena Gomez is the best singer in the world. The third one is saying she pays blank for the autograph of Selena Gomez. And then the last one is saying I go to the mall, I believe, by taxi. And the answers are, the first one is para, second one is para, third one is pour, and the fourth one is pour. So in the first one, it's para because it's a due date. The second one, it's your opinion. The third one, you're paying something for the autograph. And the last one, you're using a taxi for a means of transportation. And that's it. Just learn the requirements for the different ones, and you should understand para versus pour.